to prevent rejection from happening inside of your lecture or your first class. One method that we are going to use today and discuss is the SQ3R method. Raise your hand if you've seen this in the classroom already, yes or no? All right, I see 3 hands. That means also 4 hands. All right, perfect. That means that you know the idea behind it. Today, we're also going to apply it. So if you don't know what this method is, pay attention. We're going to explain the method in short, but you're actually going to implement it on maybe one of your courses that you have coming up in January or the next semester. Okay, so the SQ3R method, let me just share my screen such that it's easier for me to go over it and write it out and take some notes simultaneously. Hey, what is this? Can you guys see my screen? Yeah, all right. For some reason, wait, let me see. I want something different because now for some reason I want to do this. Okay, cool. Yeah, now I can see my own screen while I'm taking notes as well. There was something going wrong. All right, SQ3R method. People who have watched the video already, what does the S stand for? What does the S stand for? Survey. Perfect. All right, what does this mean? This means that before we start learning, we survey or skim the material. We do not read a chapter from front till back because I don't want you to spend hours on reading, okay? Reading the chapter from the front till the back is not the most efficient and effective way. If you need to do this for all of your lectures and all of your chapters, I guarantee you that you're going to feel overwhelmed because there's too much material for you to cover, and you need to read at a like 30 seconds per page reading speed to cover everything that you have, which I don't think any of us really can do. So ideally, we're going to first survey and skim the chapter. Now, in the chat, also, let me know, what are the things that we are looking for? What are the things we are looking for when we survey / skim? Titles. Perfect, Vlada. Diagrams. Yes. Visuals. What else? Keywords. Perfect. What else? What are the things that we are looking for? Words in italic. Yes, those are the ones that I'm looking for. Underlined and bold words. Exactly. If you don't know what they are, bold means that. Underlined means this, italic means this. Titles are usually something like that, right? These are the things that we're looking for. The next step is the Q. What does the Q stand for? Questions, exactly. We are going to turn the above into questions for ourselves. Why do we do this? Why do we turn information into questions? Because you retain it better. What else? What happens when we ask ourselves questions? It forces you to think. Exactly, Trish. Perfect. All right. When I ask you a question, I'm directing your attention. If I ask you a question, I'm directing your attention. This means if I ask Emma, what did you have for dinner yesterday? Emma is going to think about what she had for dinner yesterday. And that is probably the only thing that she can now think about for the next 10 seconds. Because she's like, oh, actually, I don't remember what I had for dinner yesterday. Right? So we turn this into questions. Now, in the chat again, what are good questions? Give me some markers that will help us to generate good questions. What can we do? What can we do to create good questions? Analyze, describe terms. Yep. Perfect. So what is the definition of, for example? Which steps are important for XYZ? Reverse, yeah. Reverse, meaning what is this not? Who is involved? Where, why do I need this? Do I need this information? What is the more specific? What is the second step of XYZ? How do I solve this? What is the difference between topic A and topic B? If you have like 2 theories that you need to compare. So you always want to find out why, what, who, where, when, and how. Exactly what bridges, right? You can come up with all of these questions yourself in preparation, and you can use these questions as your first revision after your lecture again. So you're not doing double work. Right now, what you do is you survey for titles, diagrams, visuals, keywords, italic words, underlined words, and bold words. We turn this information into questions, and these questions can be used as revision after class, right? So we don't have to do that again. And it's quite surface level learning. Those questions are most likely about memorization, understanding, and application, which is completely fine because we're not at the level of thinking about analyzing and evaluating yet. So this is completely fine. All right. Completely fine. What we want to do is with these questions, we direct our attention and they make us think about what is important and what is not. Again, you make these questions only about these things. So if I see a bold word somewhere and it says, for example, the definition of, what should we come up with? Give me a definition or a concept in the chat that you're learning right now. Neuroplasticity. All right, neuroplasticity. Then we just simply write, what is neuroplasticity? Why is it important for learning? 2 questions about one topic. And that makes us think, directs our attention. We've moved forward to the next question or the next topic. Okay. I'll say example. Cool.